And screen again. Of course. Anyway. Fix the stream. And there we go. Fixed it. Close. No. Anyway, back into the Rising Stones. Fiendish likeness. Let's go. Oh wait, not that. Do this one. I have something for you, Warrior Light. During our expedition to banish Sephiroth, I came across a certain relic, and I believe it would be put best to use in your hands. It's an elegant device of the kind used to store information, in this case, the record of the furious conflict that took place on the shores of Mericidia between the icon Sephiroth and the forces of Alleg. Should you present this tombstone to the verification node outside the Triad control, the node systems will analyze various aspects of the conflict and create for you a false icon against which you can train. Consider it a sort of mock battle. Yeah, it's just side stuff. Not really to the plot. This is the real story. I am troubled, Warrior Light. The 6th Legion will not soon surrender its pursuit of the Allegan technology. While it is true that the 6th suffered heavy losses in attempting to breach Azazlaw's defenses, the Legion is still very much a force to be reckoned with. Left to his own devices, it will not be long before the Legatus moves to... Excuse me for the interruption, but a call to this link pearl can only come from one of your fellow Scions. Archon Estola, what news? And you are quite certain we have broken through? They have broken through? Yes, of course. We shall leave immediately. It would seem the thing I feared most has come to pass. The Garleans have succeeded in dispelling the barrier Urianger placed upon the entrance to the research facility. We must intercept and destroy them before they acquire the means to control primal entities. Archon Estola requests that we assemble at the scene of the intrusion. Pray depart at once. I will join you when I have informed the Scions of this development. Alright. There. Back to Helix. Forward and back. And back, and then forward and back, and then go forward and back, and put one foot forward. And forward and back, and then go forward and back, then put one foot forward. I see, we are the first to arrive. No matter, your colleagues should be here anon. They were wise indeed to keep this area under surveillance. Had the Garlean slipped by unnoticed, I dare not to think of the consequences. Archon Estola set forth for Az's Law when it became apparent that the Legatus was attempting to breach the barrier, and arrived to find that he had succeeded. We must hope that he has yet to find his prize. Well met, Unukalai. Thank you for answering my summons so swiftly. Magnarmus, we shall be glad of your presence should we meet with the 6th Legion, as seems all but certain. As you may be aware, this facility houses some of Alag's most advanced technology. Accordingly, Urianger sought to deny the Empire easy ingress by weaving a ward of singular potency. Not singular enough, it would seem. I would be surprised if the Legatus had not reached the core laboratories already. It is passing strange. I wove the ward in accordance with the most closely guarded teachings of the Archmages of Charlayan. Naught was left to chance. Naught. It is well known that the children of Garlemald have no talent for arcane manipulation, nor hath the Empire more of a cursory knowledge of sorcery. They should succeed in unraveling so complex a skein of magecraft, and with such surpassing swiftness is passing strange. That it is, Urianger, but 'tis a mystery for another day. Archon Estola has the right of it. Before all else, we must move to safeguard the knowledge which enabled the Allegans to harness the primal energies. Particular concern is the Genesis expression, an aetherochemical formula that allowed the scholars of yore to create substance from nothingness. I know of no such formula. Whence came you by this information? From your enigmatic master, perchance? He did furnish me with that morsel, yes. And knowing exactly which prize the Legatus now seeks to enable us to predict his position, do you not see? We have been gifted with the perfect opportunity to remove the head of the entire Legion. I didn't think you quite so bloodthirsty, Unukalai. Surely safeguarding secrets should take precedence over slaying Legatuses. Trial's sentiments reflect my own, yet the two objectives need not be mutually exclusive. What say you, Urianger? Urianger? Ah, forgive me. My thoughts were wound up in idle imaginings. In answer to thy question, milady, I am content to be led by thee in this matter. Right, I've enabled the facility's teleporter, shall we? Dwell on the matter of the barrier? I do, verily. It was a warding spell of labyrinthine intricacy, the brainchild of the head of the students of Baldessian himself. Even the most learned Archon would require several moons to disentangle such an enchantment. To do so in mere bells would require some preternatural power akin to the very echo itself. Ah, it's a solo duty. Bye, Phoenix. Alright, let's do this. What's up, you little shits? Come at you. Legatus himself is here. After him. I shall contend with this foe. Press onwards, my comrades. Alright. Cool. Arianje's got that one. Next.
In the name of the Emperor!
I will stand guard over Mistress Cryo. You must keep the Legatus from his prize. Alright, so Cryo got injured in that battle? Okay. Stun that one. Oh, come on, it's dead. After the Legatus. And still they come. Press on, Magnarmus. I will handle this. Alright, you got this. I've exposed the bones of their work. Now to extract the marrow. Even in the moments of my triumph, you persist in your misguided crusades. So be it. I shall present my prize to the Emperor alongside your head. Great sword fight. Great sword fight. Kicking some ass.
Savages.
There you go. Right into the fuck box with you. Back here.
Can you withstand this?
Yes. That's the answer to your question.
There is nowhere to run.
You missed.
Can you withstand this?
That's pretty neat.
enough!
You missed again. Enormous. The tomolith is unbreached then. Trial. My wounds will not slow my blade, should you seek to bar my path. And you would slay me, no doubt, but it would be your final act. Madness afflicts you, Eorzean fools. The Emperor desires a means to shackle the Icons and their destructive appetites. Why do you all rail against your own salvation? If not for man to wield such power, the primal energy of your Emperor seeks to contain would be as kindling waiting for a spark. Forget not the White Raven, Legatus. Like thee, he presumed to wield the power of Alleg, invited the calamity in so doing. The star's fate is too important to be decided by any one man, a warmongering savage least of all. Have care, boy, you speak of my Emperor. Dying here in defense of his honor will not further his cause. Ah, he had a Deku nut all along. Well, I appear not to be dead. Trial. I may have cracked a rib or two, but I'll be fine, honestly. Our foes gave no quarter. Had Unukalai stinted his defense of thee, thou mayest be certain thy hurts would be far worse. I could do no less. Mistress Kryl is here at my behest, after all. The secrets of Alleg are safe for the present, though 'tis doubtful the Legatus will return to Garlemald until the prize that he coveteth lieth in his grasp. Then we must redouble our efforts to protect this place. Kryl and I will place additional seals upon the tomolith. After Deku Nut. Yep. Nuclei. I appreciate you staying at my side. Thank you. Was not. Oh, please. It was a good deal more than that, and you know it. Now let me help you. When a woman thanks you for saving her life, the customary response is, "You're welcome." You are welcome. get out of here so we can do the actual trial now. Ah, Rianche. Are the new words already in place? My colleagues yet toil upon their enchantments. I come unto thee in secret, that I might question thee outside their hearing. Question me? Aye, I would speak with the one who undid my subtlest magecraft, he who invited the Imperial Legatus into this facility, in hopes of engineering the man's device at the hands of the Warrior of Light. You accuse me of masterminding this day's events. The plan may have been thy master's, but the deed was thine. Thou didst lure the Legatus of the 6th Legion into a trap from which he was not intended to emerge. It is plain to me now that thy seeming opportunism in proposing his elimination was feigned, and that his death was the object of thy plan from the first. And you have proof of this? Thine own words betrayed thee. Thou didst speak of the Empire's desire to claim the Genesis expression, the existence of which even the learned Mrs. Cryle was ignorant. Whence did the Legatus come by such definitive knowledge? And then there is the matter of mine unraveled ward. None save one possessed of an otherworldly gift could have so swiftly affected its dissolution. Know thee of another blessed with such? Assuming these accusations have merit, what then? Full many times, and often doth the pursuit of truth lead men down darkened paths. I take no issue with thy purpose. 'Tis but thy method I would call into question. In the Garlean Empire we have a common foe. Hadst thou deigned to share thine intentions with Magnarmus or Mrs. Trial, it is like that we would have closed the trap with less risk to life, and more success. I sought to use the most dangerous secrets of Alag as bait. Who among you would agree to such a reckless plan? None, and with good cause. Irrespective, thou wert remiss in thy duty to thy comrades. I note with some disappointment that in matters concerning the primals and those who would control them, the cold rationality upon which thou pridest thyself is conspicuous in its absence. Know that the salvation of this star is an end too vast for any one of us to accomplish alone. Shouldst thou fail to trust in thy comrades, I foresee thy actions precipitating some terrible misfortune. Indeed. Sincerest apologies, Magnarmus. Urianger is correct in his suspicions. It was I who orchestrated this encounter with the Empire. I would ask that thou forgive Unukalai this transgression, and keep mention of it from Mistress Cryle. 'Twould be a pity for one foolish decision to wither their budding camaraderie ere they had a chance to bloom. There you are, you rotten idler. When Ishtola realized we were struggling with the words alone, she was absolutely livid. Never mind the warring Triad. I have awoken Archon Ishtola's tempestuous wrath. In supplicant mood shall I return at once, and there atone for mine indolence. Magnarmus, it's time we return to the Rising Stones. That's non-canon. Once again, I must apologize for acting without your consent or counsel. As a gesture of repentance and a sign of good faith, allow me to share something of myself with you. As Orianji suggested, I possess the gift of the Echo, though it is of a nature different from yours. Regardless, I would use my gift for the self-same purpose, the salvation of this star, and nothing poses a greater threat to the world than the proliferation of primal harnessing technology. This I know only too well. What I'm about to divulge concerns the fate of another star entirely. On this other world, a magic was devised that allowed a realm's champions to use a stone known as Auracite to contain the power of primals. So armed, these heroic souls conquered god after god, oblivious to their weapons' fatal imperfection, its propensity to bleed primal energies. And with each victory, the heroes changed, transforming at last into fiends of endless appetite, insatiable in their hunger for ether. They ultimately went to war over the star's ever-dwindling life force, and fought until there was nothing left. Thus, as Orianji so astutely observed, when I am faced with those who rush to embrace power unchecked, I lose all semblance of rationality. Know that my master, too, cares deeply about the fate of this star, and I am his servant, his instrument, sent here to ensure that the same tragedy does not consume another world. Warrior of Light. If this world is to survive, we must needs move forward with our plan. Another pillar of the warring Triad must be toppled. The question of which has already been answered. Following our encounter with the Legatus, Archon Ishtola detected erratic etheric waveforms emanating from the sector containing the icon Sophia, simply known as the Goddess. In former times, such readings can mean only one thing. She is close to awakening. Let us return to Azazla forthwith and put an end to this primal deity, lest she rise again in all her terrible glory. Alright, back to Azazla. We appear to be the first to arrive. Shall we wait for our colleagues here? Could the Legion have returned? Enormous, Inukulai. We're under attack. Istola and Urianger have engaged the foe not far from here. Mask. Rarely is my shield thus tested. It seems the Alligans have not been lax in their recruitment. You think so? Mayhap your arm merely withered whilst you lay idle. Still your tongues. We have stalled them long enough. And off they go. With scales in hand, the goddess shall arise, and righteously cast off her cursed pal, that she, with wrathful Worm King at her side, might judge and thence bring balance unto all. Hear my words in despair, Alligans. Our goddess is awoken. Your civilization has birthed the instruments of its own undoing. Yeah, they already died in that a long time ago. It is well that you are here, Magnarmus. I should like to know what our assailants were saying. You understood their words, did you not? Or something a primal. Was Mericidian dialect, if mine ears do not deceive, though one which beareth scant resemblance to any spoken in recent times. As for our antagonist meaning, I do gladly defer those blessed with the echo. The one with the shield seemed to think we were Alligans. He recited what sounded like a verse of prophecy, and claimed that their goddess is awoken. Is that about right, Magnarmus? It's primal slaying time. And might we assume that this deity of theirs is the very icon we've come to topple? Aye, from their tongue, their words, and their attire. 'Tis like that our antagonists were Mericidian, thralls to the goddess Sophia, and victims of the Alligans' incursions. If, as Cryo claimeth, they thought us agents of Allag, little wonder that they sought to bring us low. You suggest that Sophia's servants have been liberated from their containment? Then we have no choice but to accept word of her awakening as truth. Gods help us. The warring Triad have proved formidable enough when we've roused them with a fraction of their true strength. Should Sophia break free at the peak of her powers, Magnarmus and his friends won't stand a chance. Let's be about it then, Magnarmus. Cryo, Inukulai, the three of you will make directly for Sophia's containment facility. Urianger and I will do what we can to occupy the Icon's thralls. Mistress Cryo, do you perchance recall the words of the prophecy in its entirety? Let me see, I believe it was, with scales in hand the goddess shall arise, and righteously cast off her cursed pall, that she, with wrathful Worm King at her side, might judge and thence bring balance unto all. P1T6 now available. 6 and go. Less than 5 minute thick flames. Alright, got it. Helix. You would love this song. Whatever you want it to be. Phoenix can't even flex on my ult with this dragon now. Nothing, I just found that funny to say. Figured it'd get your goat, and it worked. Bird. Yes, you can still flex on me with a frickin' bird. But I can use whales. Whales are gigantic. Whales will save us. Space whales can fly. Besides, didn't I just kill a flying whale? Like last stream? What I frickin' thought. Wait time is going in. I guess I could try to do the Black Knight quest again and see what happens. Then it'll probably pop. Just to go to Foundation anyway. Fast Vigil. I don't want to unseek the normal versions. As you look on Forton Manor, you but reflect upon your time in Ishgard, the comrades with whom you traveled, and those you lost along the way. You seem distracted. Ah, right. You are a ward of House Fortom. Once upon a time. No, I suppose not. Huh? Damnedest thing, but I swear I heard something in your pocket break. Bloody hells, is that your soul crystal? What happened to the other half? Forgive me. It seems I am the one responsible. I do not know you, boy. Name yourself. Mist, my lord. I'm no lord, and you're no mist. Don't think I wouldn't know a bastard of the broom by sight. I have a power which I can use to help those in need. Alas, this power requires a tremendous quantity of ether. I thought to draw on natural sources nearby, but in so doing, I stole a portion of that contained within your crystal. Forgive me, please, forgive me. I will return it to you, I promise, but I must first ask that you allow me to use a portion. Mist, was it? Who do you want to help? Anyone, everyone, look around you. Is not this world filled with sadness and despair? If I can be free but a single person from their burdens. He means well enough. Why don't we help him find someone in need and give him a chance to use his power? Oh, bloody brilliant. Let's believe the mysterious boy with the mysterious power who mysteriously stole a portion of Magnarmus's soul crystal. What could possibly go wrong? Well, it's your soul crystal, Magnarmus. Either we deal with the boy here and now, or we go along with his plan. And since you're not reaching for your sword, I gather it's the latter. Congratulations, boy, you get your wish. We're not like to find any poor, unfortunate souls here, so I guess we head to Foundation. And if we find one suitable there, you ought to return what you stole at once, understood? Yes, my lord. Thank you for placing your trust in me. The Forgotten Knight. You have my assurances that the remaining funds will be delivered soon. Surely that is enough to convince you to resume work. I've got a score of clients clamoring for me services. Clients willing to pay in full, in advance. I'd be a fool to put you ahead of them. I understand that, I do. But it has been an eternity since we first brokered this arrangement, and many of the clients of whom you speak have come to you but recently. I know this to be true. It's one thing to aid the Scholasticate, milady, but you've got to understand me position here. Bloody politics it is. No man lifts a chisel till we're paid in full. I'm sorry, but that's the way it's got to be. A blessed evening to you. Oh, I beg your pardon. I did not notice you standing there. As you may have overheard, I'm funding the restoration of a statue of Saint Valeriant. And as you may have guessed, it's not going well on account of my insufficient funds and my family's growing infamy. My cousin was Sir Ignace de Versant of the Heavens Ward. He served the Archbishop faithfully, together with his sworn brothers, great goodly men who were complicit in terrible crimes, if Sir Emmerich and his Warrior of Light are to be believed. Ignace was distraught when he learned that the statue had been destroyed by Dravanians. He took it upon himself to champion its restoration, but because of these tales, others are reluctant to involve themselves. I do not know nor care if Sir Emmerich speaks the truth. Ignace was my cousin, and a man of the Fury. Okay. And I will honor him by completing his legacy. Or so I once believed. Perhaps it is indeed beyond me. Cool. Completed that objective just in time. Yes, Phoenix is definitely trolling. Alright.
I leave the goddess in your capable hands. Just watch out for her worshippers.
Alright, see if I can remember this.
The unenlightened come.
Into the middle.
Know you the full weight of death.
Sure.
To me, my faithful.
Ah, the machinist says hi, YouTube.
Come forth, scales of revelation. I would know the weight of your souls.
At least there's a barrier. In the extreme version, there's no railing. Oh, never mind.
Can you bring equilibrium?
There is no railing on this
I
version
shall
either.
tip back the balance. Sin must be balanced with suffering.
Under her.
Daughter, be the bearer of my wisdom.
That's gonna fire a laser. Here we go. Got a percent left.
My revelations are...
Alright. Did you get the commendation? They stayed, and I'm out of here. Alright, one more to go. You got 3 comms? Good job healing, Phoenix. I see the goddess is no more. Well done. Once Kryl and Nuclei have rejoined us, we may safely depart. One thing yet puzzles me, however. How did Sophia's servants come to wake from their slumber? I believe we have the answer to the... I believe we have the answer to that. We discovered the remains of a Garlean soldier in an adjacent sector of the containment facility. Just like the fool ventured too close to Sophia during the Primal's previous incursion and was enthralled for his troubles. Another reminder, if any were needed, as to the incalculable threat posed by these beings. The goddess would not even have been conscious when she claimed the man's will, and yet this mistake granted her the means to release her servants, and would have resulted in her own liberation had we not been on hand to intervene. I do much wonder that this Icon's pawn was capable of so effectively manipulating the facility's containment systems. How came he by such rarefied knowledge? That too is easily explained. During our investigation, Kryl discovered a subtle flaw in one of the mechanisms which held the goddess in check. A flaw which had plainly been added intentionally. Upon examining the facility's records of the period, we were able to piece together the story. It was a time towards the end of the Third Astral Era, when the peoples of Mericidia faced extinction at the hands of the Allegan Empire. Sophia, a being of incomparable cunning, was said to have communicated certain plans to her servants through the medium of a trusted oracle. Following the oracle's instructions, the duly conspired with a rebel faction within Alec who, we believe, agreed to tamper with the prison intended for Sophia. And then the goddess and her thralls chanced to be captured, though we suspect that this had always been their plan. Indeed, the prison was situated at the heart of Alag. And we think they intended to attack the city from within. They would merely had to wait for the rebels to exploit the weakness in their confines. But the conspirators' dealings with the Mericidians were exposed before they could enact their plot, and all were summarily executed. It seems that the flaw itself remained undiscovered, however, and might have remained so until the end of days had it not been for the actions of the Archbishop and subsequently the Garleans. I cannot help but wonder at what might have come to pass had their scheme been successful. Mayhap the answer lies in the prophecy. Triad hath the right of it. Its words may be deciphered as thus: Cursed Paul speaketh of Sophia's prison, from which she was supposed to emerge at the agreed hour. The Worm King, meanwhile, can be none other than the great Bahamut himself, yet a prisoner, whom the goddess did intend to unleash upon Alag, to set the scales of justice. A foolhardy plan had it come to fruition. The two of them would surely have raised the realm. Naught would have been spared the devastation, the Mericidians' homeland included. The home already stood on the brink of oblivion. Mayhap they wished for naught else but to purge the poison of Alag with primal fire. The tale teacheth us that even the greatest of man's creations may yet be brought low by a single act of treachery. The Allegans were fools to place their trust in technological bondage. To shackle such beings is but to delay the inevitable. Naught save their total destruction shall free us from their menace. Let us return now to the Rising Stones and there consider the final step in this most needful task. The end of days is upon us. I don't know. The threat posed by this facility is far greater than you imagine. Urianger, one not limited to the icons themselves, Sophia's remaining servants must be put down. Loop warning, deactivating stasis chamber support systems will result in subject termination. Enter identification code to continue. Identification code accepted. Subjects terminated. He just killed all the thralled people. Alright, back to the Rising Stones. Pray ye return to the Rising Stones again. Days is upon it. I don't know. Anyway. His awesome Miss Warrior of Light, Archon Estola, mentioned that there was a matter which she wished to discuss. Well met, Magnarmus. You'll forgive me if I seem curt, but I would settle an account with our young friend. While conducting a final sweep of Sophia's containment facility, we discovered that all of her remaining thralls had perished in their stasis chambers. This was your doing? Aye, it was. I chose to act upon the knowledge revealed within the tombstone we recovered. The true purpose of these prisons is far more horrifying than we first assumed. The Alligans were not simply observing the icons and siphoning away their energies, they were conducting experiments in preparation for a far more ambitious project. If you'll recall, both the Fiend and the Goddess were imprisoned within massive spherical structures. These spheres were the prototypes which paved the way for a successful construction of an artificial celestial body. You speak of Dalamud. Aye, the Icon's cages are unmistakably of the same design as the Red Moon. To be plain, their research facility contains the seeds of 3 calamities, which might feasibly be visited upon a chosen target. Eliminating one of them necessitated the destruction of the goddess's slumbering thralls, a distasteful task unbefitting one such as the Warrior of Light. Thus did I resolve to perform the deed myself. You have made your case, and 'tis apparent we are not in full possession of the facts. Nevertheless, your notion of what may or may not be expected of Magnarmus is presumptuous in the extreme. The Warrior of Light chose to join the Scions. He did so in the knowledge that he would be required to face and destroy not only the Primals, but also their fanatical servants. That which you term a distasteful task is an essential part of our calling, a burden which every Scion is sworn to shoulder. I see. 'Twould seem I misjudged the depth of your resolve. No matter. Assuming I have made myself understood, we need not speak of it again. There is, however, one other subject which merits discussion. You determined that Sophia's thralls were awoken by a Garlean soldier who had somehow gained access to the containment area, did you not? If that is the case, it seems highly doubtful that the interloper wandered into such a dangerous part of the facility by chance. Dissidents within the Empire claim that the 6th Legion is rife with agents under orders to thwart the Legatus's mission by any means necessary. Lest you imagine that we have allies in Garlemald, I should clarify that their motive is wholly uncharitable. Regula Van Hydrus rose to the top of the Garlean military on merit alone, and is fiercely loyal to the Emperor for recognizing his efforts. His compeers, by contrast, rose through the favor of the established order, and would accordingly do anything to see him fail. That they would be so reckless. You truly believe that the actions of these agents contributed to the recent crisis? Aye, and that they pose no less a risk to the realm than those loyal to the Emperor. Plainly, we must needs continue to do all in our power to prevent the technologies of Allag from falling into the hands of man. On that point, at least, we have ever been in complete agreement. Alright, one more to go. Smash through this one. This is just the side quest for the extreme. Gives me the thing to give to the node. Unlock the extreme. Got it. The last pillar to fall. Greetings, Warrior of Light. But one pillar of the Warring Triad remains. Zervan, the icon known as the Demon. According to the histories I have uncovered, this monstrous being was worshipped by a race of Mericidian beastmen. These creatures are key to maintaining Zervan's manifestation, and we can be sure that many such thralls will be imprisoned somewhere within the research facility. It is imperative that we determine their exact location as swiftly as possible. We do not risk repeating near disaster that we suffered at the hands of Sophia's servants. As such, your fellow Scions have already begun an exhaustive search, but there are several sectors which only you, Kryl, and I can enter without fear of enthrallment. Let us make our way to Azathoth forthwith and aid in the investigations. Let's go back there. can go forward and back. Heck yeah, all the smog. One calamity at a time, Matt. One calamity at a time. This. And that unlocks the extreme and completes that quest. Unlocked. Wait at the destination and go to the cutscene. Enormous, it's good we caught you. The facility has been swarmed by Imperial troops. My controller died. Really died. That wasn't during the fight. By the standards, did we judge them soldiers of the 6th? I, once more, doth regula. Anhydrus stretched forth his hand to seize the forbidden fruits of Alag. And once more have our meticulous wards been swept aside like so many cobwebs. Our meddlesome wards were destroyed from within by the pulsating energies of an icon. Put up your weapons and listen. The followers of Zervan have awakened, and they toil to rouse their master. Demon's worshippers yet slumbered when we confronted Sophia. Could the tampering of her thralls have been more widespread than we thought? They shared a common enemy. It is not unthinkable that they would seek to free all those the Alligans had imprisoned. Yes, the cage doors are open, and whilst you stand here quibbling over who picked the locks, my soldiers are inside the facility risking their lives and their sanity. They would have volunteered to face death to prevent Zervan's servants from waking him in the fullness of his power. Now, assuming you have at last understood the gravity of the situation, it is time that I rejoined them. But you cannot hope to succeed. The Icon will enslave the minds of any who draw near. Thus did I seek out those with the power to resist his influence. Aid us, and mayhap my men will not perish in vain. You propose an alliance? I have delved into the depths of this place and found its technology wanting. These mechanisms have failed to hold their prisoners, and such broken artifacts are unfit to bring before the Emperor. Twice have you bested me in combat. Will you now lend me that strength? Will you stand against our mutual foe? It wasn't opposing your reckless schemes that Isal was lost to us. You expect us to simply forgive and forget all that has come before? I expect you to put aside your emotions and use your better judgment, but of course I am dealing with savages. I will not stand here and justify the death of the Ice Maiden. We pursued our ideals and you pursued yours. Such was the result, and mayhap you might consider another point. In these endless clashes we have all lost comrades dear to us, yet I choose to put aside past grievances and beg your champion's aid, to appeal to your reason. Thou art willing to build a bridge of common purpose on such tremulous foundations. I too am hesitant to accept this arrangement. Garnishtollah, but the offer has been made to the Warrior of Light, and 'tis his involvement which shall ultimately sway its outcome. I shall abide by Magnarmus's decision. For better or for worse, we shall fight at your side. Mistress Kryl and I are also resistant to primal influences. We shall aid you where we can. And let us be on our way. Our companions have already passed through to the research facility. We should not lag behind. Demon stirs. Like a suckling babe, he feedeth upon the ether siphoned unto him by his thralls. We must needs deprive him of this sustenance. Then we destroy those devices. Hold. Witness their soldiers. They have turned one against the other. Even half awake, Zervan corrupts and converts those who enter his aura. The three of us then. Magnanimous, Nuclei, we rush in together and reach and disable the generator. We cannot give them a chance to rally a defense. There are 4 mechanisms by my count. If I can avoid the Icon's miasma, my blade will make short work of the last one. We, all of us, pledged our lives to keep your lives. I would rather you tend to my fallen. Some may yet survive with their minds intact. I know not if my strength will be enough. I am no champion. The battlefield is no place for uncertainty, boy. Fate has blessed you with a unique talent and an occasion to use it. Do not waste such a gift. We strike! God, Zervan is... The Nuclei! He slumbers once more. You saved me. Why? I told you, boy. Yours is a gift too precious to waste. A gift the Emperor may one day have need of in his war upon these untamable icons. Emperor Varus, he raised me from the ranks, stood against my detractors. I gladly gave my life in his servants. You must finish this. Slay these leeches upon our star. Kill them all. Kill Zervan. We must needs withdraw and prepare our assault. At the cost of his very life, the legatus hath prized open for us a window of opportunity. He's dead, and I only been stronger. Enough of that. There will be time for regrets after we've rid the world of Zervan. Trial has the right of it. The demon has fallen back into torpor for now, but we must act swiftly if Regula's death is to have any meaning. The survivors speak of an army of thralls loose in the facility, and we must assume that these followers continue their efforts to awaken the Icon. Let's then concentrate upon delivering them from their tasks. Mistress Kryl and Master Nuclei, prithee secure the controls of Zervan's shackles and limit the restoration of his might. Archon Ishtola and I shall forge ahead and strike down those thralls as you would seek to harry you. Warrior of Light, thine is, as ever, the most perilous duty. Gather thee with thy trusted companions and extinguish from this realm the fires of the demon himself. Z1T9 now accessible. Unable to teleport at this time. Alright, guess I'm stuck here, guys. Locked. And we wait. Oh, he did. What these guys have to say. When I volunteered for this mission, it was in the knowledge that my death would serve a greater purpose. We fell too quickly. Too quickly. We will bear the legatus remains back to Golemald. His favored blade was shattered. May your own weapon claim vengeance in its stead. Hello, Nimdax. Legatus spoke truly. The thick of battle is no place to question oneself, and I will accept any forthcoming duty with certitude, or not at all. The last pillar of the warring Triad is set to fall. Let's see this to the end, Magnarmus. Now maybe if I go out this door. Cool. Aha! I can... yeah, now I can. Let's go. We found someone, didn't we? I knew it. I knew we would. I can help her, yes, yes. I will make it right. I have the power. Come, let us not keep this poor woman waiting. Is this child a friend of yours? By the way he stares at me is somewhat... You wish to see your cousin again? Well, yes, I would love to see Ignacy again. More than anything, but I know I will not. He walks in Hallone's halls, I am certain. Think of him, think of his face, think of his smile, of his laugh. Remember every moment you shared, every memory. Hold that image of him in your mind's eye. And then go to a quiet place. Okay, never mind. You shared where no one will come. Alright. Yes, we're back in. I'll come back to those in a minute.
There's been enough sacrifice for one day. We must take the chance we've been given and defeat Zurban now.
D1T9.
Good and evil, the war eternal. My doubt is fled.
To shoot my healer? Little shit. Aim your cleaves this way. There we go. Yep.
I shall rise above all. Bear witness to my will.
time event.
Bow to my infallible judgment.
Ow. Looks more painful than it really was though.
Suffer in endless torment.
Phoenix is down. Oh, that hurt.
Suffer in endless torment.
Oh, shit. I'm down. I'm back. Well, these need stand in, stood in. Someone missed one. Oh no. We're doomed. Doomed, I tells you. Oh, I don't have black science shit.
Does my equivocation cost me this contest? Suffer in endless torment.
Yeah, Phoenix LB3. Ah, shoot. Here we go. Take a bit of heal. Provoke.
If such is my fate.
It's dead. Alright, well that was, I would guess I would say, sloppy. Alright, anyway. Got a commendation. Gonna run to get the skirt. Okay. Incredible as always, Magnarus. Hopefully that will be the last of our world sees of the likes of Zervan. Every one of his thralls has been slain as far as we can determine. A victory over the warring Triad is complete. An impossible feat had we not been blessed with your cooperation. Let us not forget the efforts of Regular Van Hydrus and his men. Without their noble sacrifice, the demon would have awoken far sooner and possessed far more formidable energies. The bodies of the fallen now accompany the survivors on the way on the return journey to the Garlemald. It is known that the Imperials recognize no god, yet they would honor the dead in their own fashion. And when next we meet, our fleeting alliance will surely be forgotten. It was an interesting exchange nonetheless. They spoke of their present ruler as a man who values self-sufficiency. Varus befriended Regula in their youth, it seems, and was highly impressed by his martial prowess. It is common knowledge that Regula's rise to legatus was in great part advocated by the Emperor himself. Regula freely admitted his shortcomings when it came to politics, and it was Varus's unconditional support that served to win his undying fealty. One does not expect such tales of comradeship to lurk beneath the Empire's iron exterior. Contrary to all expectations, a man died a hero. Witnessing the way you all leapt into danger without hesitation, it would seem I am surrounded by heroes. And yet my own actions were aught but heroic, and I have not the qualities nor character to stand at the Warrior of Light's side. What a curious thing to say. Are you truly concerned that you do not measure up to some arbitrary requirement? If you knew of the path I walked to reach this place, then you would understand why I doubt myself so. Return with me to the Rising Stones, and I shall tell you of it. To the Rising Stones. To the solar. With victory over Zervan, the warring Triad is finally defeated, I am afraid. However, that mine own efforts have been more hindrance than help, and you and your fellow scions deserve to hear the reasons behind my actions. I promise to tell you of my journey, of who I am, of where I'm from. The truth is, I am not of this world. I was born of a different star, a child whose power of the echo was too feeble to save his dying world. A child who, unlike you, never became a warrior of light. When all I knew stood on the brink of destruction, I was yet half-grown. Had I been born but a handful of years earlier, history may have written a different tale. The seeds of other heroes had yet to fully sprout, may not have withered and perished. The star I failed to save is known to you as the Void. Magnarmus knew not that I spoke of my homeland. I have explained to him before the cause of its ruin, a magic which was devised to contain a defeated primal's might within a stone known as Arasite, and the energies which bled from this imperfect vessel gradually corrupted the champions who wielded it. These heroes became slaves to an insatiable hunger for ether, eventually transforming into hideous fiends. And none who clung to the faint traces of light were strong enough to oppose them. The demons next turned upon each other in a war which drained the land's ether in ever greater amounts, until one day the star was suddenly swallowed in a flood of darkness, the entire world unmade in an instant. The void sent you encounter here in this realm are twisted remnants of the once mortal beings who gnaw on what motes of life force remain. And as I lay dying, beaten and broken in my failed last stand, it was a white-robed Asian who found my tormented spirit and bore me away to the rift between worlds. Elidibus has been my master ever since. At my mentor's feet did I learn of the nature of reality, of the existence of mirrored worlds, and the eternal struggle between dark and light. Sudden and overwhelming superiority for either side will shatter the balance, and the world in question will be returned to the void by a calamity beyond imagining. As the self-appointed custodian of this balance, my master warned me that the source, for all of its the first of all worlds, slips perilously close to oblivion. In what spirit did this master proffer such a warning? A benevolent gesture or veiled threat? To these questions and more do I mean to coax forth answers. Yet no matter his intention, that Heidelin doth teeter on a knife's edge is an undeniable truth. Knowing this, what choice was given you to make? I chose to join my master and act as his instrument on this star. The tragedy that befell my home cannot be repeated. I will see this world saved. And yet I hesitated at the most crucial of moments. What right have I to stand alongside a true warrior of light? In thine own words thou wert called before thy time. And I offer that you dwellest overmuch on the question of what maketh the hero. The search for the answer leaveth thee paralyzed by doubt. Heed me, Master Unukalai. Thou needest not believe thyself a hero to perform great deeds. 'Tis the deed itself which earneth thee the hero's mantle. Aye, the ideals you hold can be less important than having the faith to act upon them. Regulus' loyalty to the Empire guided his actions until the last, and though we did not see eye to eye on many things, his final deeds can be called not less than heroic. Personally, I find that faith in my companions allows me to act unhindered by uncertainty. I know that should I ever falter, Magnarmus and the others will be there to support me, or steer me back onto the right path if needed. I see. The days leading up to my world's destruction, I was entirely alone. I never knew what it was to have such comrades. I cannot imagine the loneliness you must have felt, but look around you now, Anukalai. You're not alone anymore. The power of friendship. Welcome to the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. I will fulfill my promise to save this world, and when I stumble, I shall be glad to have your hands there to steady me. My apologies, this is difficult for me, for so long have I spoken from behind a mask. We should all feel comfortable speaking without such concealments. I hope you appreciate the irony of that statement, Arianje. Grab this quest. Good turn. then we'll see how many Dark Knight quests we can finish. Forward and back. Bring this in, and alright, last extreme. Alright. Foundation. Is this child a friend of yours? Alright, there we go, did that. Alright, there we go. Think of him, think of his face, of his smile, of his laugh. Remember every moment you shared. And then go to a quiet place you shared where no one will come and wait for me there. I really don't understand what this is all about, but since you seem so earnest, I will trust in you and do as you ask. There is a garden to the south of the tribunal, of which we were both fond. I pray you will explain all to me when this is finished. Go with her. I will go to Sadurgu and Riel and bring them with me. Then you will all understand what I can do, and why you must help. That is a promise. Oh, it wasn't down here. It was up there. Shit. It's here. Ah, there it is. Ah, your friend has arrived. He has brought companions, I see. No, it cannot be. Ignacio, is it really you? Oh, praise Haloni, you're alive, you're alive! My dear cousin, how it warms my heart to see you in good health. I pray you'll forgive me for my lengthy absence. Don't be foolish. There's only joy to see you returned. Come. You must go to your father and mother at once. They will weep at the sight of you. I cannot. Better for them to mourn me as the son who gave his life in service to his archbishop and his home. I have heard that you yet labor to see the statue of Saint Valoroyant restored. Know that I am grateful beyond measure. I am undeserving of your praise, cousin. For all my efforts, the statue remains a shattered ruin. But seeing you here, so full of light and life, fills me with renewed conviction. I will see it through, I swear to you. And if you have indeed done the things they say, then perhaps it will earn you a measure of forgiveness. I love you, cousin. Now and ever after. Look after my parents and yourself. I don't know how you did it, but thank you for bringing him back to me. You must know he is not safe here. I pray you help him to flee the city. He's right. Ishgard is no place for a man of the Heavens Ward. We will sneak him out of the city. The fewer the better. Meet us at Falcon's Nest after. We have much to discuss. At the Falcon. For fear of being seen by the sentries, I bade the others go on ahead. We should hurry. The further they take Ignace from Millie, the weaker they will become. He will become. I pray we are not too late. Forgive me, I should have known the magic would not sustain itself much longer. That which you see before you is Ignacy, what remains of him. I can give the memories form, but I can breathe them full of life and return them to their loved ones. But as the memory fades, so too does the magic. Ether, formless and free, that which I took I used to make Ignacy and Millie whole. Draw your sword, reclaim that which was lost, consume the abyss with Soul Eater. It is finished. Good. I've had enough of this farce. Conjuring a simulacrum of a bloody night of the Heavens Ward in the middle of Ishgard? Fury, take me, you're a fool. We're lucky to be alive. Your soul crystal is restored then. Or not. We had an agreement, boy. You were to return that which you stole. Forgive me, I returned to you that which was used to give Ignacy life. But as for the remainder... 4 more times, it is within my power to do this 4 more times. 4 more times, and you shall be made whole. You have my word. For a boy with such an incredible power, you are remarkably helpless. Not only did you rob Magnarmus of his ether, you imposed upon him to find your people in need. You want to do good? You want to be a hero? You want to help people? And why weren't you better prepared? I will never be a hero. I only wanted to help. It is not death itself that we fear, but the unfinished story, the promise of what could have been. It is enough to break a heart and a man. The shattered pieces of a life will never come together again. If a glimpse of their loved ones grants them the peace they deserve, then I must. It is your decision, Magnarmus. You are the victim. Thank you. Together we will make them whole. We are not going anywhere, Mist. Even Sid. He may look and act like a chocobo's arse, but he means well. Fine. I'm only trying to put the fear of the gods into the little shite. But by all means, go ahead and undermine my authority. Anyway, I'd rather not freeze to death out here in the snow. Let's return to Falcon's Nest and discuss what to do next. Just what I needed, another child to look after. Am I a Dark Knight or a nursemaid? Even I don't know anymore. But times they are never ever changing, and perhaps we Dark Knights must change with them. Long-held truths are become lies and villains heroes, though I should be glad if I never have to deal with another hero again. No offense, of course, but you're the exception that proves the rule. The righteous are all too uncompromising, and woe betide the man who offends their delicate sensibilities. If anything, I say you are too accommodating. But it is your ether and soul crystal at stake. 4 times he swears, but we shall hold him to it together. In the meantime, you may as well get some rest or attend some other matters. These two can keep themselves company. Maybe I'll find somewhere to take a nap, or a tavern to have a drink. Start night quest. Alright. Oh, thank the gods. An adult. Riel has been spending a lot of time with Mist, keeping him company and getting to know him and so forth. Not that there's much to know. He won't talk about his home or his past. Doesn't seem to have any interests or skills beyond conjuring elaborate illusions derived from memories. I have no idea how he does it either, but more importantly, I'm not even sure we could take back the ether he stole. We may have no choice but to agree to his terms, unless you're content to carry half a soul crystal. I can hear you whispering, you know. Mist means well. Magnarmus and I are willing to help him. Why aren't you? I didn't say I wasn't willing. I'm still here, aren't I? Right then. We found no one suitable for the boy's needs here. Rather than return to Ishgard, I say we try somewhere new. Let's head to Tailfeather. Tailfeather. Life here is not easy, but it is fulfilling all the same. That said, the hunters had no personal tales of profound tragedy to share. They did, however, tell me of an outsider recently brought here from Falcon's Nest. A prisoner, actually, a woman named Loudy. She's to atone for her crimes through hard labor, but the proctor has been zealous. He berates her constantly, and every day she bears fresh bruises. Ishgardian justice, I know it well. This woman is performing various chores for the hunters, then it should be not be hard to find her. Come, let us look around. Ooh, I think I know who this is. This is the place, isn't it? Insolent child, you are not to speak unless spoken to. Is that clear? It is the woman I thought it was. Yes, my lord, pray forgive my impudence. Do not play me for a fool. Your sins are beyond forgiveness. Sir Aymeric and his noble brethren may think you worthy of mercy, but I have never seen your kind before. A swift death is more than you deserve. A swift death is more than that bastard deserves. I can't imagine what she did to deserve that kind of treatment. Well, she didn't. You know her, Magnarmus? Yeah, she knocked me out with poison that one time and then was trying to start a riot. Seven hells, she's the one that led that protest at Falcon's Nest? The one that nearly put an end to the peace conference? And she poisoned you? Well, that explains a lot. Though if you of all people can find it in your heart to forgive her, at least forsake bloody revenge, then it's hard to look at and call it justice. Her crimes were born of desperation and despair for the husband she lost. Perhaps if the two of them were to meet again. Don't be foolish, she knows he's dead. He'll only cause her pain. Pain is all that's left to her, don't you see? How they cry in the dark, how they mourn their dead, how it festers and spreads and corrupts them thoroughly. We have seen it. We have made it. Fine, fine. Do what you will. Conjure her husband. Ugh. But do not come crying when she curses you for your kindness. I'll not give the hunters cause to turn their bows on us, either. Riel, take Mist into the woods and hide Magnormus. Magnormus and I will free the girl. Rather, I will free the girl. She would know you at once and might misunderstand your intentions. We cannot risk the commotion. As for your part, no one is truly outside Haloni's grace, don't you think? Confront the proctor, make him see the error of his ways. If he is a good man, he may yet repent of his wicked ways. If he refuses, then that is his choice to make, and he will have to accept the consequences of his actions, doubly so if he bears steel, yes? Ah, the very sight of you fills me with murderous rage. See to your duties, I must needs cleanse myself of these impure thoughts through communion with nature. Perhaps a spot of fishing is in order. Now's our chance. Going in. Forward and back. Who are you? Why do you disturb me? A concerned adventurer who objects to my treatment of a criminal? Ha! If only you knew her sin. She should have been thrown into witch drop. Last, the Lord Speaker, in his boundless wisdom and mercy, demanded that we spare the woman's life, but rest assured, I will see that her very waking moment is filled with misery and scorn. You presume to judge me, a man of the church? I will not be cowed by your threats. The Fury guide and protect me. The Fury guide and protect me. Oh shit. This is what we're doing here. Alright. Have at you. Beat all their asses. Time for murder. Look, we have brought them together. We have made her whole. How she smiles, how her eyes sparkle, how beautiful this happiness. Every night I dream of your face. I could have tried to stop you from going back to the front. Could have begged and screamed and cursed, but I didn't, because I knew you'd listen. And even if you'd forgive me for it one day, I never would. That arrow may have missed my heart, but it would have been dead for a long time. All of this is just waiting. That's what I'd tell you, Stace, if I could, and then you'd say, "You can't stay stuck in that moment, Lodi. You've got to go on. You've got to forgive yourself. You've got to let me go." But I won't. If I do, who will be left to remember the man you were? The soldier, the husband. I'm the only one who knows. It's my duty to hold on to that as long as I can. That's what I'd tell him if he were here. But he's not. He'll never come home to me, so please, put an end to this. Whichever this witchcraft is. Magnarmus Darkblade, was this all you're doing? No, it was mine. Forgive me. I thought that I only wanted to... I was wrong. I see that now. You have every right to be upset. It's alright, boy, it is. I appreciate your kindness, even if it was misguided. You too, Magnarmus. I blamed you for a lot of things. Hated you so much because I don't know. Because you came back and Stas didn't. Maybe because you weren't him. They say the war's over now, but it never ends for people like you, does it? There's always something worth fighting for. I know what you are. I heard the stories as a child. Of the ones with neither shield nor sigil. Champions of the weak and the helpless. Undeterred by the law of man or God. I couldn't stop you any more than I could have stopped Stace from walking out the door that day. But fight, damn you. Fight if that's what you want. Just don't squander the time in between. There's never enough. Right, I suppose I owe it to him to try to make the most of what I got left, too, so I will. Take care and thank you. He's gone. Reclaim your ether, Magnarmus. Reclaim the ether. Ether flows into your soul crystal once more. Go. Forgive me. In the end, I could not make her whole. So much pain, so much loss, how it fills my heart and overflows. Maybe it is indeed beyond us. Maybe it is not in our nature. You've still got 3 more chances, don't you? There's no need to be so bloody melodramatic. At least, not out here. We should go back to Tailfeather. Your words did far more for her than my illusion. She is still a good person, and so are you. I pray you both remember. The Tailfeather. Sid says. On to the next, I would say, but Mist looks like he's to be in no state to continue. Which means we'll be staying here for a time. Taking the fresh country air, me and my little ones. What it's worth, I think that woman is better for what we did. Or at least, as good as anyone can be after what she's been through. Magnarmus, I thought you'd like to get back to it. Now, and so would I. Unfortunately, Mist remains inconsolable. His failure with Laudy, such as it was, weighs on his mind. He's afraid of repeating the same mistake with others. And so, for a lack of a better idea, I'm thinking it's time to pay another visit to those furry little shites in the Turning Mists. What? But why? I can't imagine Mist helping a Moogle. The Master used to take me to places like Mogholm when the city became too much. Fresh air, the quiet, the isolation. And yes, I had not forgotten how the Moogles helped Riel and me when we were moody and brooding. Though I would argue that we reconciled in spite of their intervention, not because of it. Whatever you say, Sid. Whatever you say. Don't worry, I haven't given up yet. How could I? You wouldn't. Matt's favorite things, the Moogles. Right then, water under the bridge. No need for palms to be torn from heads and shoved down throats yet. Our Mist is taking in the sights, I believe. Why don't you join him? And I go back to the lady that poisoned me. Heard that over the Moogles. The wind in your hair, the sun in your face. Here you can immerse yourself in the beauty and the calm, and forget the horrors, almost. How far we've come, you and I. The others, they hesitate, but you understand the obligation, the duty, the need for atonement. We have lost so much, so many friends, loved ones, so many moments. We thought we could keep and preserve them, but we are left with anguish in the end. Time strips us even of this bitter reminder. If we let it, but I cannot. This pain, this sadness, it is mine to bear, mine alone. This I understand now. Their grief will be mine, and in return I will give them peace. But who and when and where, that is the question. Even we have our limits. Who did I lose? Everyone. No one. We have always been apart, have we not? Perhaps one day you will understand. Then you'll share my loathing and contempt. Oh, forgive me. I've been away from the others too long. Sid will be worried. We must return to them at once. There you are. I trust Mist has had ample time to reflect upon his mistake. I have, and I'm ready to resume my search for those that I might help with my power. Difficult though it may be, I do not intend to give up. Glad to hear it. In that case, there is no need to remain here any longer. I say we leave this accursed place and never return. I can get behind that, Sid. I agree. Don't be silly, Sid. I say we show Mist one more of the turning mists. We did come all this way, you know. Come on, there's a place I'd like to show you. Now wait just a goddamn moment. You can't go running off on your own like that. You'll get eaten by a three-headed gooboo. Rail. Bugger me. With a bleeding... come on. They cannot have gotten far. Watch out for belligerent Dravanians and mischievous Moogles. Oh, looks like Sid beat some ass again. Don't give me that look. If the little bastards didn't want their heads caved in, they shouldn't have tried to sneak up on me. Besides, they're still alive. You ought to give me credit for holding back. Anyway, I lost sight of the children. I'm not sure which way they went. I'll head north and circle back towards this Asa. You head straightways there. Solo duty. You should have seen the look on Sid's face when the Moogle started singing and dancing. He was utterly speechless. Why were the Moogles singing and dancing again? It was stupid, really, but I guess you could say that Sid had become obsessed with trying to live up to his master's example, and for all the wrong reasons. He lost his family when he was younger than me, so Sir Pang took care of him and Frey. But then they died too, so it's just the two of us now. He was angry and short-sighted, but now, well, he's still both those things. But not as much as before, so that's progress, I suppose. His master was very dear to him, wasn't he? Oh, thank the gods, you shouldn't have run off like that. Do you wish to see him again, your master? Well, where's this coming from? What has Riel been telling you? I mean, there is much I wish I could have asked him before he passed, but... Wait, no, don't you dare, you little shite! Oh, Sid, charming as ever, I see. Master. And this must be Frey's successor, a worthy one, I have no doubt. My name is Pang. It is an honor and a pleasure to meet you, Magnarmus. You did well to come so far on your own before meeting Sid, and together you have both grown so much, in mind and body and soul, as Dark Knights and as true heroes. There was a time when I was hailed as a hero too, for deeds meritorious in the defense of Isgard and in the name of the Fury. A brave and true temple knight I was, slayer of countless Dravanians, a commander beloved of and respected by his men. They would follow me into the seventh hell, and indeed, that is where I led them. Time and time again they would fall, and I would earn the accolades, and then they would give me more green boys with dreams of glory. Green boys with red blood spilled on white snow, again and again and again. And then one day I couldn't remember the first one's face. I had forgotten the face of the first boy who gave his life for me. That was the day I left the Temple Knights. I know that tale by heart, but not the tale of what came after. What a goodly man with titles and wealth, a man who could have lived without his days in quiet comfort. Why that man chose instead to walk the path, and once more accept 2 children into his care. Ah, you asked me that very question long ago, and I told you that one day you would understand. And you were older, wiser, and stronger. Shall we put you to the proof, Sid, and see if today is that day? You were always fond of your tests. Now, don't be cross. You've only yourself to blame. These are your memories, remember? But of course you do. The point is, deep down you wanted this. And while there's no substitute for the genuine article, you could do a lot worse. So do me this honor, all of you. One last dance with the dead. Show me the man you have become, Sidurgu of the Obsidian Heart. Let's go! Here, you. Alright, we got some ads. Take them out. Yep, a fight to the second death. Start on that. Aha, I got him. I won. Sid went down. Well done, Magnarmus. Well done indeed. Frey would be proud to know that you carry on his legacy and mine. And Sid, my boy, my beloved boy, you nearly had me. But spare me your sympathy, you bloody shade. I lost, and that's the end of it. You kept Riel and Magnarmus out of harm's way, Sid. You did well. Learn to shut up and take the compliment. You asked me once why I chose to walk the path, why I chose to look after you and Frey, even though deep down you already know. But since I lost, I owe you the answer from my lips. I was angry. Angry with the Temple Knights, angry with myself, angry with this twisted world where good men die for nothing. I was seeking justice for my boys and forgiveness for my sins. I saved lives and punished the wicked, and for a time that was enough. But nothing lasts forever, does it? A man ought to have a legacy. I failed my boys as a Temple Knight, but you two were my second chance. I would teach you everything I knew, everything I learned from my mistakes, so you wouldn't have to make them. I would send you out into the world to do great things, and maybe it would all balance out. Well, that's all I have to say about that. You know what comes next, don't you? So I suppose that I ought to give you a word of advice before I disappear in a puff of smoke. I am your predecessor's master, after all. People like us will never know peace. Every moment brings us closer to death. Those of our enemies, our loved ones, and yes, our very own. The fear of death is what keeps most men alive, that dread, that desperation to escape the inevitable, if only for a little longer. But we are not like most men. We have seen what awaits us beyond the abyss. We have tasted that despair, bathed in that oblivion. We have wept rivers for our dead and cursed the gods for their cruelty. That is our sword and our strength, and why you may one day stand above us all. May the gods have mercy on your soul. Take care, Sid, and be nicer to the girl, and try to be less of a chocobo's arse. For the love of... Good. Glad to see it all worked out in the end. As for you, Mist, I distinctly recall telling you not to do that. Forgive me, had I known it would come to violence, I... Don't you dare start pouting. I'm annoyed, and sore all over, but it's nothing that won't heal with time. All I ask is that you promise not to do it again without warning and consent. Memories can be powerful and painful, more ways than one. That said, he was right. I've only myself to blame. If I thought I could defeat him, I would have. But I didn't think I had a chance, and so I didn't. Ugh. His injuries are worse than I thought. We should hurry back to Mogholm. For a moment I was certain he would fly into a fury. Could it be that he is grateful for the experience after all? And it was not in vain, tired and broken though he may be. He is nevertheless better for the pain, and in time we too may be. There is still hope. Redemption is not beyond us. I'm afraid Riel is right. I'm going to need some time to recover. I'm not fit to travel in my condition. Which means, oh gods help me, I'm gonna have to stay with these furry little shites even longer. 2 more times, was it? 2 more times and we'll be finished with this boys' crusade? Not soon enough. Magnarmus, be a dear friend and punch a Moogle for me, wouldn't you? As you can see, Sid has yet to fully recover from his bout with Sir Peng, and there is no telling how much more time he will require. But my quest will brook no delay. If we must seek out another soul in need of succor without their assistance, then so be it. Do you agree? Then we are of one mind. Now then, where shall we begin our search? War is perhaps the greatest source of a man's misery. So much death and destruction a battlefield, perhaps. Yes, the slaughter you bore witness to at Castromorians is precisely that which I speak. A tragedy which tore apart the lives of every man and woman it touched. My mind is made up. That is where we must go. If I had it my way, I'd not let you out of my sight. But again, it's your soul crystal at stake. I'm not here to help you reclaim your ether. I'm only here to help you reclaim your ether. If you think you can look after him by yourself, then by all means. As for me, I think I finally regained enough strength to make the journey back to Ishgard. When you've finished in Garabanya, come and find us at the Forgotten Night. Castromorians, how it buzzes with life. So many brave soldiers resolved to their duty no matter the cost. But I've no doubt there will be a cost, and it will be most high. No man is beyond the reach of fate. Death will not be denied. This place that weighs on me. Anywhere but here I would search. Oh no, I can't fly here yet. How tragic. It's only right over here. I can do this. This will be the last one for tonight, though. Come to share the fire. I would stand to greet you, stranger. But my legs, my eyes, the whole of me is not what it once was. Ignomus, I know that name, and that voice, by Roger, you're still alive. Praise him, praise him. Who is this man on the verge of death? Is he your friend? Nay, nay. Though I am flattered that you would think so. This man made medicine for me long, long ago at the behest of Captain Meffred, when we were still in Quarry Mill. If I'd kept it all for myself, I'd have made a full recovery, but I couldn't. I had a dear friend, you see, so I made a choice. He got better. I didn't. Ended up working for the Griffin, he did. As a right-hand man, even. But like all the rest who went to the wall, he never came back. The irony of it, that I'd be the one to outlive them all, if only for a little while. And so I sit here and wait for the reckoning, as I rot from the inside out, the husk of the freedom fighter I aspired to be. No, no, this is not the ending you deserve. I will not allow it. The man he spoke of, the one whose life he chose to save at the cost of his own. That man is proof of his nobility if he were here. Do you wish to see him again, your dear friend? Hodart? Aye, more than anything. But there's no point in praying for the impossible. He died with the rest, I'm sure of it. He was the Griffin's double, and one of his top commanders besides. You're a kind boy you are, and I'm grateful for the company in these twilight hours. There's no need to trouble yourself further. My time is nearly spent. And spend the remainder thinking of better days. Galleon and not dwelling on the deaths of me and mine. Don't strike me down, Hodart. No, it can't be. This is not more than a trick, an illusion, a lie. But even if it is a lie, hear me, Hodart. I have a favor to ask of you, one final favor for a dying fool. Return to the Reach, to Bloodstorm. Offer a prayer to our brothers there. I will, Galleon. You have my word. We should talk outside. Mefford and Galleon, you were a larger than life. I always wanted to meet you, and here we are. Though I reckon this doesn't really count, does it? If only I could go back and tell myself what a blind, bloody fool I was to place my trust in the Griffin. Maybe then Galleon wouldn't be dying alone. Listen, he hasn't got much time, I'll lead the way. The wilds between here and the Reach aren't too dangerous, but as you can see, I'm unarmed, so I'll not be any good to you in a fight. Nor will I fear. We'll have to rely solely on you for protection. I've no doubt you can keep us safe. You're the bleeding warrior of light after all. Let us be off. I should be writing that. There we go. Much better. You got a bug bite on your nose. Good. Strong as ever, eh? Stronger than you were that day, I reckon. They say that when the Griffin's men realized you were coming to stop them, they grew panicked and unsure. How could they take up arms against a man who hailed as the hero of Eorzea? A hero who had personally intervened in their lives for the better. Some stood their ground and died then and there for it, I imagine, while others looked the other way and tried to find some more Imperials to kill. I pray I wasn't foolish enough to try and fight you. I owed you better. Hodart, speak to me. I'm fine. I just got dizzy all of a sudden. We have to hurry. Do you hear me? We have to make it to the Reach. promise to Galleon. I will not fail you, brother. It cannot be the distance. We haven't traveled far enough yet. Man's memories cannot outlive him. I told you, he hasn't got much time, and neither do I. I'll hold on as long as I can, but in the end, it's not up to me. So close. Odart, you must go on. You must take Galleon whole. Remember, Odart. You think I don't you think I know that? He saved my life, and we all went and died for naught. For naught. All we ever wanted was to go home. Oh, come ye wayward brothers, bereft of heart and home. Beneath yon burning star there lies a heaven for the bold. Raise up your hands and voices, let fill your hearts in pride. Above the churning waters we stand strong and unified. We can still go home. Even now, after everything we have done, we can still go home. And he didn't make it. He fell and would not rise. He began to shake and he was so close he could have made it. He should have made it. How cruel the gods to tempt us with this promise of redemption. We did not fail. They failed us. They failed us. Forgive me. Forgive me. My failure is my own. I had my chance and I squandered it. Reclaim that which was yours. It's not finished. Not yet. You will come and pray with me. Even able to go in here? No. Alright. I'll have to come back for that later. I can't finish this quest right now. Till I unlock the reach. Yep. So I think here's a good place to knock it out. I'll do the Sky Pirates next time. And then after that, we push on through Stormblood. I need to push on through Stormblood to push on through the rest of the Dark Knight quest. Alright. Let's see. Yeah, I'll get the screenshot later. Alright guys, catch you later. Peace.